Peace. What's good, y'all? Lakeview, you know the vibes. Ephraim, man, here to tap in with y'all today. I want to talk about clearing space. And this has been something that's really pivotal for me right now. This past week, but I'll say past couple weeks, really just this whole season, like just period that I'm in. It's been about clearing space, not only physically in my environment, in my room, in my apartment, but also really in myself, the home within. And I say that more so metaphorically and energetically. Really focusing on what I focus on, right? My mental, but also what I'm giving myself over to has been really pivotal for me in my growth. Yo, they enjoying the sunrise back there. It's been really pivotal for me because I'm realizing as I expand, we talk so much on this channel about letting go, and it's just like I can't hold on to so many things of the past anymore. Like I can't energetically hold on to the idea of living in lack, right? The idea of living in scarcity, the idea of living in even a victimized mindset and mentality. At the end of the day, I realized that all I have are choices, right? Like it's 6 a.m. right now. Like I slept pretty late yesterday, and I've been just getting out every day, working, doing Uber orders, deliveries. And I had a choice present. I'm like, I can go back to sleep, I can whatever, but I've just been in such a energy of creation. And for me, I realized clearing space and getting into this like cleansing type of mindset for me really just looks like I'm gonna let go of so many actions that I know it's not in my best interest for me to spend my time and energy here to ruminate or to even overthink about the process, because it literally takes time away from being and doing the process. Like it's just, you can't do both. Like you can't think and act at the same time. Like you can kind of multitask or switch back and forth in the process, right? Like let me strategize, right? But then once you get started, and I've gotten started, there's only so much thinking that you can do. And that thinking, I don't know if we talked about it actually in the last video, but like fighting like yeah, if I mentioned like in a Dragon Ball Z, right? We talked about that episode of Dragon Ball Z where it's like you literally take time away from the fight by thinking instead of relying on your instincts. And so for me, like coming to y'all today, I just wanted to not only show up, but I really wanted to reintroduce myself, represent myself of sorts, because it's just not the same anymore. You feel me? And I love it. Like it's a beautiful thing, to be honest. But me prioritizing me and my life and to be great and to create, it's not like I'm just doing it for me, but it does have to start with me. It absolutely has to start with me being accountable for myself and my responsibility and my direction, my goals. No one else is going to do that for me. And I feel similarly for you guys. We just have to get to a point in our journey where we realize like so many other things that we pour into, it's not for us to provide the expectation that it's gonna go the way that we plan it or the way that we want it to, because we're really trying to control life. But the more that I realize that these things are not in my control and I choose to let them go, just been more and more into the practice of that, I'm seeing it make space for new things. Like it's almost in synchronicities again. It's almost like immediately, funny enough, that things just happen and appear in my reality of like, oh, letting go of this relationship or letting go of even my expectations from a person allows this to show up. Or, there's always someone else, some other opportunity, right? I've been interviewing. I interviewed with Keon's. I didn't get that job, but it's like, somebody else reached out for a more in-depth sales role, and I'm like, okay, there's that. Then I got also someone reaching out about this packaging role, like just directly to me, and it's just so funny of like, if I just hold on to, even when I got here, I actually applied for another sales position with a company called Power. It was door to door, but we're not even gonna talk about too much into that because I went in person for an interview. And I was just talking to this guy, and I just felt like he was just so apprehensive, but it was like really confrontational, and I was just being open. But that's the thing, like sometimes when you're being open with people, they're not gonna match that energy. It's just not going to happen. So like clearing space for me looks like literally just taking up what is my essentials. Like this is what I need and this is what's necessary for me in my life. If I'm building a routine, I'm building a system, this is the core foundation. Letting everything else fall to the wayside, flow into the water, so to speak. I feel like it creates a flow for everything because it just creates this habit, this repetition of like, this is the priority. These are my principles. These are my values, right? You either align with this or you don't. And it's just, I'm seeing like today, or within the past 24 hours, somebody reached out to me just saying like, yo, I seen what you did at shout out Chef A at Chef A's event in Chicago. And I'm like, that was wow, right before I moved here. But somebody reached out to me and was like, that was just like, that was crazy. She was like, is that Edo? And I'm just like, that's funny, Edo. But y'all know me, I go by Edo Langston as an artist, as a creative. And it's just so funny that you never know when people are watching and what it'll mean to them. Because this person was just telling me like, wow, that's amazing that you're able to go and connect with people and also just show up and like support what they're doing. And it's like, that was meaningful to them. So it's like, I never know how me showing up, who is going to be meaningful to. And I had no intention of things like this, but I just see in my experience, it's like, yeah, what resonates with someone, what is meant to happen is going to happen. But it only works that way if we're not so caught up on the outcome and making it what we want it to be and just letting it be. So yeah, that's primarily what it is. That's primarily what I have for y'all today. And there's been things that I've been planning left and right, but I'm like, nah, I gotta rest. I gotta stop sometimes, right?